You have this particular white woman that is going to speak on the situation with Charlie Kirk and her people and why people just don't trust white folks like that. Let's go ahead and check that out.
This is why nobody trusts white people, okay? The murder of a conservative political figure who does nothing but spew hatred all the time is not a measurement for where America is as a country. Not in the way that you mean it when you say shit like that. There is nothing uniquely horrible about this murder. But white death demands that the world stops. White death demands that suddenly everyone finds their humanity. White death demands that suddenly everyone has to think about what values they hold and how they are complicit. That is what white death demands of people, or that is what white people demand of everybody else when a white person dies. It does not matter who that white person is or what they stand for or who they hurt in their lifetime. That never matters, because the life of a white person who is otherwise also normal is worth more than hundreds, millions of other people's lives. That is not my opinion, but that is the truth of the world we live in. It is so incredibly violent to have a person like that be murdered and then demand sympathy and compassion from the thousands of people that he hurt in his lifetime. And the fact that you cannot understand that is why nobody trusts white people. The audacity to demand compassion and empathy and understanding from the thousands of people that are hurt by him and people like him, people whose rights are taken away, people who live with real actual danger in their everyday lives because of people like him, to demand humanity from them when people like him are murdered. You are insane. You have no backbone. You have no political understanding. You have no social awareness. You are insane. And taking the moral high ground is rich. Not because I'm celebrating this man's murder. I wish the world were a different place where shit like this didn't happen. But unfortunately, I'm very plugged into the reality of the world. I am not as socially unaware as you. But the idea that you hold some sort of moral high ground because you do not understand what it is to be oppressed, and you do not understand what it is to live under the shoe of people like that. So you think you can claim some moral high ground because you are indignant due to a white death? It's fucking disgusting. You are disgusting.
Well, I said in my live stream on African Diaspora News Channel, make sure you subscribe to our African Diaspora News Channel, that they're not used to seeing a person in their community died that horrifically. They're not used to that, especially the way Charlie Kirk died. That was done in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was watching. And not only that, people kept reposting the video, and the video being reposted, right? And then people don't care about it. Some people are mocking. Some people are doing dances to it. A lot of people. And you can't just say black folks. I seen more white people that was more upset. Do you know that before Charlie Kirk came, they had a petition out there that they did not want him to come to that university at all? They was a lot of people were upset that he came over there. So clearly he was making a lot of white people upset too. And we know, as of the filming this video, the suspect was arrested by the name of Tyler Robinson, a white 22-year-old young white male. It wasn't no gang members that did that, or the blacks. It was someone within his own community. And I know they're going to say, oh, well, he's from the left and all that. It don't matter about that. That's from your community. You understand? Because when y'all talk about quote unquote black crime, y'all don't say, well, is that black person from the left? Is that black person from the right? No, notice they never say left or right or liberal or conservative when it comes to quote unquote black crime. But when it comes to white on white crime, we got to figure out what political party they're part of, right? So we can figure out if we could blame or justify. But they want black people and others to feel bad about Charlie Kirk and all of that. Like Charlie Kirk, he was a menace. He was a menace. He didn't believe in empathy. He felt that's a new age word, so no one should have empathy for him because he didn't believe in empathy. He felt black pilots on airplanes or basically weren't qualified to fly them, even though Delta or United or any other airline would just hire a black person and they don't know how to fly a plane. That's a recipe for disaster, right? Black people have to pass the same test that white people have to pass to get behind the cockpit, according to the FAA, right? I always say if you see a black person in those positions, they are 10 times better than the white person, because in America, we have to be 10 times better than a white person to get anything. You understand? Now some of them, now they got a problem with speech. All before they was the free speech advocates. Now they want, I had one of them say, "Oh, y'all talking about this hate speech?" Say, whoa. I thought that was the liberals that be talking about hate speech. What are you talking about? I said, are you turning into a liberal? I said, boy, Charlie Kirk wouldn't support that. Charlie Kirk supported free speech, right? Charlie Kirk would not be advocating for anyone to lose their speech or come up with hate speech laws and all. Charlie Kirk would never support that. So don't be using Charlie Kirk's name for that, right? But all in all, most of us who's smart in the Black American community, we know not to trust. We know, because we've all been burned too many times by a lot of y'all. I'm a firm believer. You got to show me more than tell me anything. And you must be an outcast to your community, because any black person, any white person that's an outcast, say like John Brown, you got to walk in the spirit of John Brown. If you're not walking in the spirit of John Brown, I'm like, hey, man, just do you. Because if you don't have the John Brown attitude, then you're going to be agreeing with white supremacy. Maybe not openly, but behind closed doors you will. And I don't have time to be dealing with that. None. No. A lot of people don't trust y'all. I'm just keeping it 100. A lot of people don't. Because you how many times have y'all made deals with people, even countries? You make a deal with them and then you back off on it. The lying, the doing whatever you want to do. Yeah, people they're over it. A lot of people are over it. Even world leaders are becoming over it now. That's the thing. So, no. We shout out to this lady though. Shout out to her, because she telling the truth, and I'm pretty sure she got backlash from her community for making this video. It's like every white person who's a good white person and a decent white person, they always get backlash and even death threats from other white people for speaking just what's right. It's not that you're advocating for black people. You're just showing what's right. And what's right is this. We all should be treated equally. Nobody should be getting more than the other unless you work for it. But you shouldn't be out here, misusing people, doing the law work one way for white folks and one way for black folk. No, we would just need to have some true equality. That's it. And we're going to get there one way or another, whether you like it or not.